I once overheard a conversation between my wife and a friend and a ministry partner, supporter, and a distant relative. And this lady occupies a key position in a multinational. And she was telling my wife that she believes she needs a wife. You heard that right. She said she needs a wife. Of course, she was joking because she's a married woman. But what she was saying to my wife is that what she does for her husband, she feels that nobody is doing it for her, that she too needs help. You know, when the first woman was created, she was created as a helpmate. And I thought of this because I ended up reading an article on Mankeeping. It's an article that even went, I think, to the New York Times, Mankeeping. And I thought initially it was talking about strategies on how to keep men, or how to keep a marriage, or how to keep a man in a marriage. But interesting enough, this article is discussing the heavy role responsibilities that sit on women, and I believe on single mothers particularly, and some women who are married but they are in a situation like they are single parents because the men have absconded their roles and responsibilities. So these women are having to carry heavy financial burdens, or the weight of supporting the family financially. They are having to carry heavy emotional burdens, being supportive of the family because the men are emotionally disconnected, having to carry very heavy spiritual burdens because the men have absconded their role and responsibility as priests and prophets in the house, having to carry a very heavy social burden, keeping the family connected to the church, connected to family, because there is a disconnect in this area. So this man-keeping article has nothing to do with strategies on how to keep a man. And I believe that that too is important. Interesting enough, the person who also wrote this article says, it is not fair for us to expect that one single person should do what the whole community needs to do. And it's referring to women playing multiple roles as pastors, as therapists, as counselors, as so many roles. So this made me think, because we started on a matter of single mothers, me interviewing my wife on the issue of single mothers, and there was an overwhelming response on TikTok. Maybe 15 to 20,000 people responded. And this matter has continued to be in my heart. And statistics just also went further to deepen my concern that we have 4 to 5 million single mothers. So yesterday I was looking at the subject of how did we get here? What are the causes of this huge number of single mothers? I wish there was a university that would take us through marriage, possibly go and enroll and graduate with a bachelor's of arts in marriage and a master's of arts in marriage and a PhD in marriage. Unfortunately, this issue of marriage, a lot of us enter when we are ill-equipped. We are equipped for the professional world, but that which needs to last for a lifetime, we don't have a degree or a master's and a PhD for it. And this is very unfortunate, particularly also for men, because a lot of women get a lot of equipping from churches. We have a lot of women conferences, but you hardly hear of men conferences where they are equipped to be husbands and to be fathers. That role of husbands being priests, being prophets, being vision carriers, being purpose clarifiers, and just the whole issue of what it means to be a meaningful husband is never taught, and even the counseling is very, very shallow. And the role of fathers being, guides, having the responsibility of the 12 G's, among them growing, graduating, gracing, governing, guarding, and etc. Those roles are never taught. So that has been my thought today, the issue of man keeping and the issue of women. This friend of my wife saying that she thinks she needs a wife. Of course, what does that mean? If the husband was playing his role as the husband, would that then mean that that language would change, because then she would major on her role as a wife, as a helpmate? What does that mean? When women do tasks or they take responsibilities that they are not wired to take, or they occupy a position that was not in the divine order, what does that mean? You remember I started this issue by saying man was given work first before he was given a wife, and the woman was given a husband first before she was given work. So when the divine order is upside down, what does that mean? So continue to share your thoughts with me, and I want to hear from the men as well. Do they say that they feel that they also need a husband because maybe they have providing fatigue, or they have fathering fatigue? I think this is more for the women, because they are the bigger number who are shouldering huge responsibilities. Share your thoughts with me. This is Simon Karaoke coming to you from Melbourne, Australia. God bless you, and have a good Saturday and have a good Sunday. Bye.